Welcome everyone, welcome to the Lego X-1 Ninja Charger review. This is Nick, and today we'll be reviewing, all the stuff related with this set. Of course, it's a legacy set, but I think it looks pretty good overall, and unfortunately, I don't think the play value in terms of the recommended retail price is there, which we'll get to, but overall it's still a very good set if you can find this on sale, which would be very good. And yeah, let's get into the video. My general thoughts are that the set is very nice looking. Some things can be improved, but overall it's pretty good. And of course you get the legacy golden ninja coal, which of course probably means a lot for a lot of fans, and which means a lot for me too because I'm a Ninjago fan. And yeah, let's get into the set showcase. And of course, here is our main vehicle. And I think overall it looks like an amazing car for me. Whether or not it is better than the original, I'll briefly talk about it later on. But I think overall looks amazing to me. And of course, from all sides, I think you can tell that it's a very dense looking build. Really, all of it is pretty much brick build. There's, technic stuff involved, but, it's not a huge deal. And I think all of it looks pretty good. I think this missile system can always look better from Lego, but I think this system is already way better than the, flick missiles that we had in the past. Also, I actually do like this black windshield, which at first looked really, I don't know, I think the old one also had it, but it just looks kind of, I don't know, it made a lot of aesthetic sense, but it's not the best. And the front of the car, I think, also looks really good. And what I really love about this set is, the design here at the back makes it really look like a racer sort of car. I'm not sure if the original had it. I'll take a look, but yeah. And of course, we have the top view of the car. Let me just show you guys. Looks very good with the, if you guys can't already tell, I fit the little bike slash motorcycle inside, which what it does is when you press this thing back here, when you push it all the way, this lifts up and pretty good. I'll show you this in a second. But yeah, overall, I think some of the color choices down here isn't the best. That white looks really popping to me. The rest of the colors are okay. Let me just take this thing out to show you guys the inside. Just wanted to show you guys the underside of the car, which looks okay. Not as good as I thought, but then again, you wouldn't really look underneath the car. You see the spring system that's used for the little bike or motorcycle. So yeah, some of the color choices here look a bit strange to me, like that sand yellow or tan, and the orange back here, which orange makes sense with red, but it still looks kind of awkward. I don't understand why that couldn't just be two red pieces. I think that's just a standard 2x4 or 2x3, I can't remember, but that could well be a red. Those can well be red, and I don't know why they aren't. And of course, if you hold it upside down, sometimes this just falls off, and whoops. See, this is also kind of a little bit fragile in terms of stability. I think this set, sometimes I don't know how to hold it, and some pieces like this can very easily be, slightly maneuvered or articulated, which if you're a fan of that, you can, but I personally don't really like these things to move. These work well, I think. The katanas. are pretty stable, but these large pieces, you know, the windshield, even the missile system here, when you press this, see how that just falls off, and the missile, I don't know where it went. So yeah, sometimes it's just not very sturdy in terms of the build, and a lot of things can move around. So yeah, that's not the greatest. So I think this set overall is better to be displayed than played. I'll do a short, you know, few seconds capture of the vehicle in motion, but also overall this back here looks kind of weak to me. This back design looks very kind of weak, and yeah, not a fan of those blue Technic pins. They could always be in a different color. Still don't know why Lego always have the same color for these, because I mean, you know, it doesn't make any sense to have blue here. And the back definitely looks weak. I expect there to be like 2 grill pieces, you know, like in the, like here. I don't know why there's not 2 here. Looks kind of strange to me. Not sure about the original. But the wheels overall look fine, and I'm not a massive car expert, so I don't really know if, you know, you look at this and you like it as a car expert. If you are one, I'm not, so I think it looks very good. But yeah, that's the main build, and let's take a look at the little bike inside, which counts as a side build, I guess. And here is our little bike vehicle / motorcycle that can come out the side of the charger when you activate the system. The system itself does not work that well because sometimes the wheels will get stuck, and I will show you guys right now why. Because this part here, on the manual also, it actually tells you to make sure that this wheel is not so tight in between this part and this part here, and make sure this part is loose. And you see there's a little bit of wiggle room that I made, so this can turn very easily. The back here, however, still has a little bit of a problem where it kind of, I mean, it turns okay, but it doesn't turn that well because of the way that this is built up here. Doesn't really allow you to have much wiggle room. I mean, I did try to pull this apart a little bit more, but it still doesn't allow this to, I mean, it allows it to turn a little bit better, but I think as time passes, you know, this will eventually get crowded up by these two when you fit it in. And this is how it looks with Kai on it. Very, very simple. There's nothing much to say about it. That's the top. And I already show you guys the bottom. So without the katanas, he's very easily to be slide inside the car like this. If you guys are able to see, those 2 Technic pins are what holds these 2 pieces here. And when this is activated, this will push this system back all the way. And when you push that lever far enough, this thing gets activated, and this will push forward. And that is how this will be springed forward. So let's fit that inside like this. So this just goes straight in. Without the katanas, it is completely okay. And of course, there is a little bit of a offset here. And if you actually want the katanas to fit on Kai's hand, it would not work in play, but in display, you can work pretty well because you can just let him hold the katanas like that. But remember, if he holds it like that, when you release the system and the little bike comes out, he won't be able to come out just because of how the space is restricted here. It's very, very tight here. So when this is in action, doesn't work the best, as I already said. But I think on a more smooth surface, it would work a little bit better. Also, I just wanted to mention that make sure that these pieces which are just held by the side. Not these slope pieces, but the actual thing itself, the gray piece. Make sure it is exactly straight, because if it is not and it's like turned a little bit, this will actually in conjunction with the bottom of here will be actually stuck, and the bike will not be able to come out very smoothly. So make sure that this is because this will be fit right there, so when it comes out it has to go straight through, and if it's angled even a little bit, it will get stuck and will not be very good for play. And unfortunately, that's just how it's designed. I think they could always do a little bit of a better job there, but yeah, it is unfortunate how maybe I wish this was only maybe I wish this was like a 1x1 sort of, this sliding piece was a 1x1, but I don't think Lego actually makes 1x1, so it is unfortunate. Also, you of course get this one extra missile. I forgot to mention, but I mentioned in my build video, so switch that if you like to watch the build. And also these katanas, of course, I mentioned can always be in the front, can always be taken off to use, and I'm sure they're sort of ornamentation, but they can also be always used. Also, I want to tell you about this system back here, is that if when you lift this far enough, what it should do in theory is that the piece here would flick this missile out. Doesn't work that well, I think, because this part comes off pretty easily. See, like that, it just comes off very easily. But sometimes it does work with a little help. That's what it looks underneath there. I think that's supposed to resemble an engine. Surprised that wasn't a sticker on there or a printed piece. Thought there would be. But this design back here reminds me of like ribs, which is pretty nice. These can be rotated or articulated a little bit, not too much. Same thing on this side. You can make it, a little bit more flat like that, or a little bit more contoured like that. Front engine, however, looks pretty good. I also appreciate the sleekness of the lights here. Looks very, very kind of realistic to me, but then again, I'm not a massive car fan, so I don't really know. Hey, that works a little bit better. Let's give it a good push. Not bad, and you hear how that sounds in motion. So first of all, we have Kai as our first minifigure here. I think he looks very good. Pretty standard. He's just the Kai Legacy rebooted version. Dual katanas. I almost said kitana because of Prime Empire, but backside pretty normal, nothing big there. The gold, of course, shines. And of course, if you guys haven't noticed, his hair is actually like a fire. The overall shape. But yeah, I actually really like the just with the mask with the hair. I think it's one of my favorite styles. I know that would be controversial, but I actually really like it. Here's how he looks with the other face, and with the mask on, have to say that it does not cover up his mouth very well. And that's the standard Kai face. And of course the other one when Vincent's being funny in studio. And here is our second ninja, which is Jay. Not way too familiar with season 3, as I mentioned in my build when it's been a long time. I obviously have watched it, but it's been so long since I watched it, I don't know if he is the ninja to be included in this set. But yeah, pretty standard. This is also the Legacy rebooted version. Holds his lightning weapon, which I forgot the name of it. The elemental weapon, I think. Although that doesn't have to be that, I guess, because it's got like the black handles. Pretty much the same suit, I think, except that it's blue with J's symbol and the silver shining. And look, also his other funny face does not get covered by the mask either. And that's his normal face without the mask, and the other one. And here is our special Cole Legacy Pearl Gold version. It's his hero version from season 11, and I am watching season 11 right now. So far it looks really good. But yeah, of course that's his hammer in the back. It's just held by that one clip. Yeah, nothing too special, but it's still a golden minifig. The print in the front looks very nice, and I actually really like the legs, but I think the legs are actually all the same for these Legacy Golden Ninjas, but it is what it is. That's of course his normal fighting face, and that's his other face, and mask off. Wanted to also mention that he comes with this 10 Ninjago years stand. Unfortunately, mine is offside printed pretty badly, but it is what it is, and that's just a very standard stand. And with the orange, of course, representing his element of earth, and he just stands on like that. Now this is our first Ninjoid, and he has the short legs, but also known as a mini droid. I'm not sure if that's like how they call him nowadays, but you know, it is what it is. Back, you know, pretty standard. Front too, very much like the silver, and he's got the standard weapon, you know, nothing too special there, like the red lightsaber. And that's of course his face without the mask, but very specially that Lego now has the other face for the Ninjoid that, you know, reverses the one side of their face to be the robotic revealing part, and this is the other face, and mask off so you can see it more closely. And a quick comparison, on the right I have the rebooted original mini droid. You see how different the front printing is, really. I just realized that. Very different. And of course here's the back. Very different. Pretty sure they have the same hood piece, although this hood piece, you see the 3 dots forms like a triangle that's upside, and this forms a triangle that's downside, which is interesting, although I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen. And of course the face, you see, very different. This is much more detailed than this one. And the back, of course, we said he's got a second face, but not this guy. And here's our last minifigure, a Ninjoid warrior. I think he's just a typical Ninjoid from this for Legacy, although I'm not sure, of course. He's got the jetpack, which is a little bit more special, but pretty sure the figure is just the same. That is a sticker, unfortunately, that you have to put on. Comes with 2 silver katanas. And that shows the front torso a little bit better without the mask and his jetpack. Notice that the face is still the same though. It's the exact same at the Minjoid, and so is the back. But that's the back torso too. You see how that symbol is the exact same on the jetpack, the sticker. And guess which one is the new one? Of course, this left one is our new, you know, Ninjoid. And I do realize that the 3 dots are indeed, you know, differently oriented on the hood. So yeah, on the right, I think very much of a fan of the leg print, much more than this one where it doesn't have any. So that's unfortunate. And also the back. I think this actually looks more interesting, although this, I guess, is much more detailed. But also notice, guys, I didn't mention the Minjoid, but you see the glove, his left glove, or I guess technically Ninjoids don't have gloves, but his left hand is purple for the new one compared to the old one, which is just the standard black. And upon further and close examination, I realized that the top here, you see that gray little sticking out point, is a little bit different to the old one. And I think there's probably more details that you can find that I'm not gonna go over. You see how that back too, that the way that these two connects in the center is very different to this one, where it's way more sleek, I think. Although maybe you could argue this has the better transition. And lastly, of course, I want to just mention you can take off the jetpack just like that. It's held by 4 studs. Here's a picture of the stickers before I, got into building the set. Way too many for my liking, but I think the overall designs on them are very nice. Plenty of extra pieces actually in this one, although it didn't look like that when I was building some of the bags. Very much gives you a lot of the katanas in this set, and I appreciate that. Unfortunately, did not get the transparent red lightsaber piece. Welcome back. And so after seeing all the stuff related with this set before we're moving on to price and value, I just wanted to mention the capability of display versus play. I think personally for me, this as a display set is extremely good, like extremely good looking. Of course, there's like some little problems as I already showed you guys with colors, down there. But overall, as this display set, you wouldn't really see that. Only shame is that I think a lot of the pieces went into building the actual model, which looks very good, but then you don't really get many, side builds, if at all. There's no villain vehicle whatsoever. We're not gonna count this as, it doesn't count. So, yeah, it's pretty much as a display set. I think it looks very good. Unfortunately, there's no side build, but in terms of play, I think it's decent, because I think the overall mechanism here is all right. If you, of course, I already showed you guys, if you get the little motorcycle or bike stuck, can happen, especially if for a kid building this, you might squeeze everything, which on the manual shows you not to squeeze the front wheel, but can still happen. So that's not great. But other than that, I don't really know how you can play with this set. Obviously, you got the blaster system, you get the missiles here. Also, you can probably carry this set very easily because there is no side build, and also the bike or motorcycle can actually fit inside, which is very good. And the 5 minifigures, definitely good for a $50 set, which I forgot to mention, this coal, also very good for your display value. But yeah, anyway, for me, I think personally, I actually think the display value is bigger than the play value. In terms of play, this thing can be a little bit fragile, so I think for a display set, it is a little bit better. But yeah, let's get into price and value. But in terms of price and worth, I personally think that the set definitely has enough qualifications for this to be a $40 set. And very fortunately, I think on Amazon and Walmart, Target possibly, I'm not sure, but they are selling it for $40, which is 20% off. So that's very good to get it at that price because that is the standard price now. The thing is, I'd never had this set, so I think I might have gotten it at 50. The only problem is I haven't had a lot of Ninjago sets, so if you're as a collector's point of view, I think you would definitely buy it if you think this is a better look than the old one. But if you are someone that decides which set to buy for Ninjago, I think there's much better sets coming out recently, so that you don't have to buy this one. Unless you really want the coal, but you could just always go on, Bricklink or eBay to find the specific minifigure if you want. All the other ones are, pretty standard, I would say. Legacy, sort of remakes. But yeah, I would say if you didn't get the old one and you think $40 is good, which I think it's good, you should get it. Also, I just wanted to mention that the Nightcrawler from Sons of Garmadon a few years ago was a $40 set, and I know that wasn't as densely built, but that had around 500 and more pieces too. And I was just wondering, and that also came with the side build. And I know that only had 3 minifigures, but maybe I would have preferred that set over this one. Not in terms of look, I think this looks better. But yeah, if you are also a car fan though, I think this overall looks very good. Very dense, brickly built. Um, Looks very nice on displays, as already mentioned. So I think the price for Ninjago is just, you can't mention it too much. I'm getting nitpicky now because, I'm like mentioning sets from the past, but I think this set is definitely good, and Ninjago will, well, more often than not, will not rip you off. So I think $50, even if you get it at that price, is okay. 40 is, I think, good price for this. You can't ask for less than that personally, I think. So yeah, I'm probably now gonna talk about manual and box design, and as always, you can skip that part if you want to, and yeah, tell me what you guys think of the set. So here is our manual, just one, and very thick manual. I expected like, 2 smaller manuals, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, this did not came in a bag, which I also expected for these type of thick manuals. So therefore, Lego just squeezed it in. So very, very unfortunate. But yeah, pretty standard. There's no big issues I have with this. There are some instructions here that I think, yeah, for example, perfect. So here, I was telling you about the front wheel, make sure you don't squeeze it and make sure you leave room to move the wheel. But yeah, pretty standard manual, nothing too big. And I don't think, there's like one page here that promotes all their products, of course, here in the back. I don't appreciate that they didn't give you a page, at least I don't think they did, unless I completely missed, but they didn't give you a page of how to fit this little motorbike inside here. They kind of just tell you, well, you lift it up and then you press that and you get the thing coming out. But like the last page just puts the thing together and never really told you how to put the thing inside. And I don't think I missed it, so if I did miss it, please tell me, but that is a big problem for me. And also, of course, that's the page where they promote their things and tell you which one to get. And of course, our very last thing, which is the box. And this got the exact same size as the police patrol boat, actually, which is my last video, so if you guys want to check that out. Pretty standard, everything featured in season 3. Pretty nice designed looking box. Of course, appreciate that. Very important. I think that's Kai's face, but who knows? Of course, here's the underside of the box. Tells you the years in different languages. QR code, standard stuff for nowadays. And here's the top. Ninjago Legacy, Co-Legacy Kai J, Minjoid, Ninjoid Warrior, scale figure with Cole. And of course, here's this side of the box. And the other side. And here's the back of the box, which is designed pretty well, I think. Love this. Sort of, going across. Collect all 6 Golden Ninja, guys. But here you go. Shows the original thing in the show and the little bike and with Kai. Yeah, see that? Pretty good. And this utilizes the flip open system, which is not good again. But also what I really appreciate is, of course, giving the dimensions so I don't have to measure it myself. Yeah, hey, so overall, it's a pretty good set. And as I said, you should definitely think about it if you're a Ninjago fan, and as a collector of Ninjago, you probably would get it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, if this is better than the original. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time.